What if you are the only one standing in the way of your financial freedom? Because no matter how many saving hacks or investment tips you try to absorb, the best kind of investment starts with you in realizing that you may have toxic money beliefs that you need to unlearn first. What's up, guys? It's Nick. Let's talk about mastering your money mindset. I needed to make this video because I was also in the same place before when I thought managing your personal finances was overwhelming and depriving. The thing is, if we constantly repeat these kinds of thoughts in our brains, then it translates to our actions and feelings, and then we do end up feeling demotivated and lazy to even look at how much we've spent. Overcoming those mindset roadblocks was super important for me because that's when I was able to really take inspired action towards achieving my six-figure savings. By the end of this video, I hope that you see that for yourself and rewire new thoughts to empower you instead. If you're all about mastering your money mindset, then make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel because I don't miss out on a new video upload every Friday. Now let's get into those toxic money beliefs that we all need to unlearn. Toxic belief number one is, I can't afford that. We're all guilty of thinking that unconsciously, whether it's that trip, that pair of shoes, or those gadgets that keep popping up on our feed. I mean, we do need to be honest about what we can and cannot afford because we want to live within our means, right? But we need to rephrase it in such a way that empowers us that we have control over our money, which then translates to us taking accountability towards achieving our personal goals. I've reached a point where I can afford what I've always wanted like 2 to 3 years ago, like those shoes, those trips, and things like that. But I don't feel the need to buy all of it just because I can afford it, because now I choose to be intentional on what I choose to purchase based on what is aligned to my values and my goals. I choose to invest on experiences and things that will help with my personal growth, with my health, things that will ultimately give me ROI in my life. So if you're caught in that endless loop of telling yourself like, oh, I can't afford that, I can't afford this, here's an alternative statement. You say, I choose to be intentional about how I spend my money. If you are so ready to invest in yourself and master your money mindset, then join me in my online intimate workshop happening on June 26 to 27, where I will be helping you create those building blocks for your emergency fund. I have a limited offer for the admission fee of only 497 pesos. You can sign up through the link below. Plus, if you sign up, I will give a bonus one-on-one coaching call for a personal finance audit so that we can solidify your emergency fund game plan. Slots are very limited, so make sure you secure your slot through the link below. Second toxic money belief is, I don't have time to track every single expense. Yep, I've been there too because obviously we're so busy with our career, running errands, simply existing, that sometimes tracking your expenses seems like a punishment. I realize that it's really just about finding a system, a simple system that works for you. I myself, I only have a one-page monthly tracker and I just look at it, update it twice a month so that it's not time-consuming. You can download that expense tracker below. It's completely free. I've been talking about it, so grab it if you haven't downloaded it yet. Like sometimes we think it's much more complicated than we think, but having this super simple tracker has been working for me for years, and yet I'm still able to stay on top of my savings, investments, and expenses. So it's really not about not having the time, it's just about being efficient with your time. So instead of saying, I don't have time to track every single expense, here's an alternative statement that you can say instead. I can invest time on what adds value to my life. This statement is much more empowering in acknowledging that you are mindful of how you manage your time. And if it's about your personal growth, managing your personal finances, then you will make time for it instead of watching Netflix all day or scrolling on your social media feed for the longest time. Am I right? By the way, I do post daily money and saving tips and hacks over on my Instagram page, so make sure you follow me there as well, because I think being mindful is also about noticing who you follow, because you decide what to populate your feed with. And if you want to constantly be reminded of mindful spending, mastering your money mindset, then make sure you follow me on IG as well at That's So Nick. I do also have a private Facebook group where I share a lot more juicy and exclusive tips, so make sure that you check that out and join through the link below. Third toxic belief is I'm overwhelmed with managing my personal finances. Anything you will do for the very first time is going to be difficult. Like, think about your first job or when you had to move to a different role. It was tough at first, right? But you still kept going because you wanted to be recognized. You wanted to get promoted. That's why it's super important for you to have a clear goal, a real why on why you've decided to manage your personal finances in the first place. Because I realize that being overwhelmed is just a mindset that you choose to have. Instead, it's really about adapting a student mindset, thinking that anything can be learned if you want the result badly enough. So instead of saying, I'm overwhelmed with managing my personal finances, here's an alternative statement. I am capable of learning anything I set my mind to. This is why I created my online workshop in the first place. Anyone is capable to learn about financial literacy if they are committed enough and will take action towards their financial freedom. So I hope you don't miss out on that opportunity, as well as a one-on-one coaching call that you can get if you sign up through the link below. Managing your personal finances is really a journey, and sometimes we just need someone who will guide us along the way to really assure us that we're on the right path. Fourth toxic belief is saving is depriving. It's when you feel like you can't go all out on a sale or go on that trip because you are saving. Well, coming from a shopaholic myself, I totally get it because I used to have a huge makeup and skincare collection, and I feel like I always want to buy the next thing to make my shelf look pretty. Then I realized that I was really focusing too much on the short-term bliss. Like, you know that feeling when you get a package delivered to your door, or when you feel like you had such a great deal when you purchased during a sale. I wasn't really looking at achieving my long-term vision that no item will be able to satisfy anyway. Because sometimes what we're trying to ignore is actually where we want to go, but then we know that it'll take so much time and effort. So may it be like consciously really saving up because you really want to move out of your parents' house, or probably have enough contingency or cushion to start that business or side hustle that you've always wanted. So saving is not really depriving, knowing that you are really looking at the bigger reward. Actually is encouraging yourself that what you're doing right now are the stepping stones for you to achieve that reward, that vision for yourself. For me, that's really what I focused on that kept me going in consistently saving. But of course, at the present, you need to live in the moment still. So I find myself enjoying little indulgences here and there, like I know I don't want to order Food Panda every single day because that's expensive. So I make it a point that every Saturday I just order what I really want, and I tend to enjoy it more and not feel guilty. So instead of saying saving is depriving, here's an alternative statement. I choose to reward myself responsibly at the present, but also invest on my future self. This way, you are acknowledging that you're enjoying the present moment, but you're also not disregarding that every single day is a stepping stone for you to make your visions or dreams happen. Fifth toxic belief is saving that a huge amount is impossible for me. Whatever amount that may be, like 100K, 200K, 500K. But how can we even think that it's impossible if we haven't even taken the action to even try to get there? You might be ignoring those bank statements or those unnecessary expenses that get piled up, yet we convince ourselves that we have this belief that it's just impossible to achieve six-figure in our savings. Sometimes we tell ourselves that something is impossible because we're just scared of what the opposite will entail. The thing is, in order for it to be possible, it's gonna take a lot of the dirty work, like auditing your expenses, probably switching careers, thinking about your current job and evaluating it, and probably looking at the underlying causes of your excessive spending. We need to shed light on these ugly things that we have kept in the dark for so long. That way, it's no longer what's holding us back, pulling us down. Rather, it's what will set us free from our limiting beliefs, from our toxic beliefs, and ultimately will encourage us to rise above it and finally achieve the target savings that you've always wanted that's aligned with your vision. So instead of saying, saving that huge amount is just impossible for me, here's an alternative statement. I will audit my expenses and spending habits to see where I can improve. It then becomes an empowering statement that comes from a place of growth. It will be painful to face those inner demons head on, but trust me, eventually you will thank yourself later. If you are so ready to master your money mindset towards your financial freedom, then make sure you join me at my workshop on June 26 to 27. You can sign up through the link below. And remember, you will also get a bonus one-on-one coaching call with me for a personal finance audit so we can solidify your emergency fund game plan. I really do have a few slots left because I want it to be very intimate and I want it to be something that is very interactive. So make sure you secure your slot by signing up through the link below, and all of the payment details are included there. And if you're looking for more tips on how you can incorporate mindful spending habits in your life, then make sure you check out this video on the 5 questions you can ask yourself before you buy. And I will see you there.